Pakistani lady, Saba Gul, about how to be a good person. Are you a good person, Saba?
I try to be.
What does it mean to be a good person? Please share your conception of a good person, good and evil person.
So for me, a good person is someone whose actions or whose existence doesn't harm other people or anything around. If I have to sum it up in a very short sentence, like how to be a good person is like, they say like do unto others what you want to be done to yourself. If you don't want to be treated in a certain way, just go and don't do it to someone else. I feel this is very simple, and if you just put yourself in the shoes of the other person who you're going to do something bad with, you would understand what it means. For example, do you want your money to be stolen by someone? No. A normal person would say no. You don't want to be like ripped off. Just don't go and do it to someone else. Do you want to be murdered? No. Don't go and do it to someone else. Do you want to be cheated upon? No. Just don't go and do it to someone else. So for me, it's simple as that. But again, I understand that everyone's brains work differently, and some people need uh, guidance or rules for this. And I think that's why there are religions and constitutions there, because some people are able to understand this thing and they don't need, rules or a guideline of things to be a good person. But for some people, maybe it helps.
I really like this comparison between religion rules, dogmas, and constitutions. So, uh, like holy scriptures
Mm-hmm.
for believers and constitutions for those who don't believe God. Yeah. But the same idea
Yeah, yeah,
to rule people, yeah, to give them instructions
exactly.
how to live
Yeah,
and how to be a good, how to be the good people,
exactly.
persons. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you don't need rules, I guess. Yes. What the main rule for you is to have light inside you. Yes, and light people.
yeah, and to make sure that I'm not harming anyone. That I think that's like a simple definition of goodness to me. I think as long as you're not hurting anyone, you can do anything, whether it goes against culture, society, religion. It's okay if you're not directly harming anyone. For example, there is this debate in Islam whether playing music is allowed or not. Um, I don't know what exactly the religion says about it, because there are like different, school of thoughts within the religion on this. But my personal view is that it's beautiful. Music is one of the most beautiful things. Is it harming anyone? No, not really. So
It,
that's how
it
I make my conclusions. Like, is it harming anyone? No. Am I forcing anyone to listen to it? No. So for me, this is like, that's how I try to judge things which are good or which are bad.
it depends on music
That's also true. That's also true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and lyrics because maybe several months ago I visited a hairdresser
Mm-hmm.
and I I've heard uh, a radio and those music was awful for me, pop music from radio.
Was it because of the lyrics or because of the music or?
Lyrics
Oh, okay.
lyrics was awful. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. What you said is true. It depends upon
Yeah.
the music and
And
what the idea the music is giving. If it's spreading hate, for example,
mm,
it can't be good. Um, Coming to the evil part, my personal view on this is that there are very few people who are intentionally evil. Probably maybe just 1% of the population, not more than that.
intentionally
Yeah, people who are like
1%.
intentionally. Yeah, I think there are a lot of bad people, according to my definition, let's say, put it this way. Or there is a lot of darkness in the world. I also agree to that. I'm not like, I don't, as I said, like, I don't shut my eyes from things that are happening around me. But I think not all of those are intentionally or, smartly evil people. Like the main mastermind, that's what I want to say. Those are probably not more than 1% in the world. The rest are just followers, and those are the people who never really question things. And those are not, they are bad, but I won't say that they're evil. I think they never even really made that choice. They just blindly followed their leaders.
I have another point of view about this. I
Uh-huh.
think that most of people do all bad things intentionally. Maybe 90%, not one.
Yeah,
99,
yeah, okay.
99. It's a completely different
Yo, yeah,
uh,
completely.
perceptions
Exactly.
of how people act. So, but
Yeah, so for me, I think it's the other time that people are, like we have discussed so many times this point a lot of times that a lot of time people don't even like, think outside the box or question things. So for me, I think a lot of people who are doing bad stuff, either they never had the, uh, I can't say they never had an option, but I would rather put it this way that they were probably conditioned to behave in certain ways, to behave in bad ways. They never really had a chance to like uncondition themselves or break themselves out from that cult or whatever that is. And it also kind of actually, this thought, the person behind this theory was a Lithuanian dude that I met in Turkey. And those were the days when I was really, thinking about and questioning the good and bad. And this was his theory that, according to his theory, it's like his own theory, it's not based on facts or something, that 1% is like, yeah, the evil, uh, 13% is like the good people, like who are intentionally good, who question things, and the rest, 86%, is like just like sheep. What he meant is like those are the people who don't really use their brains. And I somehow, it's not that I kind of consider myself better than other people, maybe I'm a sheep too. But the thing is, that theory really helped me to become an even calmer person. Like, I'm naturally a calm person. I never shout at anyone. I almost never get angry. I do get disappointed or annoyed, but I never really get angry. And after this theory, I think I became even more calm in my dealings. If somebody does anything to hurt me, I'm not mad at them because I'm able to kind of understand that probably those are conditioned to be in a certain way. For example, a lot of these people who commit like sexual assault, if you check their backgrounds, they are often the victims themselves in their childhood. Some of them, they grow up and they decide, okay, this happened to me, so we should not do it to someone else because it was painful for us. For others, maybe their brain worked differently. They think that this is normal, and if it happened to them, they should continue it. So those people, that's why I said like those were in a way conditioned to do this, and they never had a chance to break out from it. So those are not necessarily like intentionally or pure evil. Those are just maybe brainless people or stupid people or bad people. But for me, evil is a stronger word. It's not something that you can use for everyone. But again, it's my idea of the whole
of
topic.
course,
Yeah.
it's your ideas. Um, I forgot what I wanted to say. Um, okay, why? Um, what? Okay, good person,
Hmm.
good person. Does it matter? Is it is it a is it a big difference to be a good person in Eastern culture or Western culture?
Is it what? Is it a
Is it a big difference?
no?
No.
Goodness is universal. Evil is like universal. I think the things that are considered evil in a certain society are also considered evil like most of the other places, like for example these normal things, I don't know, robbery, stealing, sexual assault, harassment. I've never heard someone saying that in our culture they're considered good things. I think the goodness and evil, these are like universal, and that's why I always believe, or I always say that actually people, regardless of their cultural or religious or social or ethnic backgrounds, we have more in common than we have more in common than differences. But the thing is, like, we usually talk about differences, so a lot of people maybe don't realize it. But if you see these things which are like the essence of a human, like our soul, heart, happiness, success, goodness, badness, these are all pretty universal.
I uh, what what I wanted to say about you, you never feel angry. You
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah. So I I wanted to say that you can manage your emotions, yes, and
Mm-hmm.
thoughts,
Yeah, I think it's
and
also.
look deeper, so to see the real reasons
Mm-hmm.
uh, why people
Mm-hmm.
acting this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe of course they have reasons, and maybe it's some traumas, maybe, yeah,
Exactly.
prejudices, bad mood, um,
Yeah.
and life experience, and brain damage.
Yeah.
What else?
I think there are two reasons for that. First, because I am introvert. I was like always introvert as a child. Like it's not a choice that I made. That's how I pretty much grew up. So I don't need, for example, to vent and shout to make myself better, because I know like certain people, especially with extroverts, they feel better when they get things out, of their system. I also get things out, but I get them out in different way. For example, I would just make puzzles, maybe sit down, make puzzles, just take long walks or do sketching. That's how I calm myself down. And the second thing is that I'm able to understand that there might be a background story. And the reason for that is that I follow news. Because I have seen so many news. I know, that things happen in the world. And that's why I said that following news helped me to become more empathic, to have more empathy, because I am able to, understand that, okay, there are a lot of shitty things that are happening in the world. And if it doesn't happen to me, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in the world.
So interesting, because news which make most of people frustrated, angry, depressed, and um, ill, make you em- empathetic.
It also does that to me. I cannot say that it doesn't make me stress. As I said, like I do get disappointed a lot. So there are a lot of times when I see something and I feel so disappointed at Homo sapiens, that what are these people doing? But again, as I said, like it's something that's happening around me, and I can't really just you know choose to ignore it. It is happening, and if it's happening to someone, there is a chance that it can happen to me too. So it also, in a way, helps me to stay more alert, in a way, to be more mindful, and yeah, to stay alert, I would say.
What is your favorite t- TV channel or news resource? What do you see?
I
Watch. What?
like how these social
S-
media algorithms work. So once you interact with a certain type of news, they just keep showing you that. That
Yeah.
is also one of the reasons I don't like digital marketing, actually, because I don't like how these algorithms work. But as I said, like I have like more than 1,200 people added. So it's usually the news that is like happening in among people. It's not political news. I also follow political news sometimes, but usually it's the social news or social issues that I
From
follow
people.
from people.
From your subscribers,
Yeah, from my friend circle or
friends.
friends of friends or friends of like.
Hmm.
So that's why I said like it's not something what is happening in NASA or what is happening in UN or what is happening at Mars. It's what happening in the people. That is one of the news. And then yeah, usually it's that like it would just come up to me. And then I also have like friends from literally different corners of the world. Sometimes if I talk to them, that's also, we will cover like everything, from good, ugly, bad, and everything. What's the good that's happened, what's the bad that happened. So that is another source. And I also really like to watch documentaries, on Netflix or anywhere. But yeah, documentaries are not really news, but they really tell you how things work. So I like to watch them too.
So, does it mean that to be a good person means to be excited about other people? Yeah,
According
to live their
to
lives.
according to my perception of happiness, yes. I think it's I feel like happiness kind of multiplies. It's the happiness increases if those around you are happy too. For example, like let's say if I graduated and all my friends, just hypothetically, like if I graduated and all my friends failed, would I be happy? Normal happy. But if I graduated and all my friends graduated too, they will be like a bigger party, there will be like more happiness. So I think happiness is not only an individualistic concept, it has to do with
Social,
people. Yeah, it
because
increases the intensity of how you feel. If people around you are happy too, there are more positive vibes. Like I was telling you, the person, they radiate energy. So if those around you are happy too, it's more pleasant.
the old adage, no man is an island unto himself, is very true. Yeah,
Yes, we are social animals.
we're social animals.
Yeah,
We all need contact with others. Yeah,
yeah,
that's why. And you need uh, more more contacts than ordinary people, because you are interested in different uh,
ideas.
ideas, aspects of life, and also corners of the world. Yeah.
Yes, as I said, like I'm an introvert, so I don't feel that my happiness is dependent on how another person treats me, for example. But yeah, I'm very interested in different ideas, different stories, different experiences, and that's why I really like have all these people from different countries, because their stories are interesting for me, and often my story is also interesting for them, because I come from um, a conservative background, but I'm able to travel, so they often have a lot of questions for me, like how did your family allow you, or how you're able to travel, do you have like a half European passport or something. So it's kind of mutual. So usually like my friends are, I would say, travelers or backpackers.
Do you collect these stories, and maybe are you writing a book? No.
I do write the good memories. I have like a small diary where I write all my good encounters. um yeah.
What happens in the world? What the mo- what is the most important things are happening now?
I think everything is important.
Everything is important.
Everything is important, like these trees giving out oxygen, these small plants growing up. At some point you will understand that that tiny action was so important. So I think, like, again, it's maybe some things impact you more, and that's why you think that they are more important. But I think, like, everything is important. That's why I really like this idea of living in a harmony. For example, right now we discuss about global warming, and it's not like somebody made this up story. It's happening. We are seeing how temperatures in certain countries are like record highest, and if you see the background of it, those are like small actions. Somebody is just getting more greedy and they are maybe cutting down trees, things like that. So I'm just like saying it to kind of deliver what I wanted to say when I said that everything is important. These small insects are, I think, important. They're a part of our ecosystem. Or if you see what's happening inside the ocean, the fish, they also like help to maintain the perfect balance that is needed for this earth to breathe, I would say.
So, are you an eco activist?
I try to be. Because I think I just started discovering about it maybe 3, 4 years ago. But I am mindful of it. Like that's why I turned vegetarian. One of the reasons, I would say. There were other reasons, but one of them is, of course, environment too. I also try to reduce my plastic consumption as much as I can. I'm not completely plastic free, but I try to control it. When I go to supermarket, I just put the fruits and vegetables directly in my backpack or in my basket. I don't try to avoid the plastic bags whenever I can. And yeah, those kind of little things I try to do. I try to avoid straws. I've already discovered a place here where they make like really good vegan smoothies and they use metallic straw, like with metal, and I really liked it. So yeah, those tiny things I am trying to be more conscious about it and adopt these things or include them in my daily life. Yeah.
It was very interesting conversation as
Thank you.
usual, Saba. And thank you so much for
You're
your
welcome.
openness, participation, your share your thoughts, and I wish you all the best. And so, but my last question,
Mm-hmm.
I can't finish my interview without this question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, good and evil, goodness and evil. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you think? Um, is there more goodness or evil in the world?
That's a very difficult question. Um, like being the positive person that I am, I want to say that there is more good, but I'm afraid that it might be unrealistic for me to say that. Um, there is a lot of greed, and that greed often turns people into evil or demons. Mm, I don't know how to answer this question. Maybe because I want to say that there is more good, but then a part of me thinks that it's probably not the reality. So I'm confused. But maybe you should ask me this question after like I don't know 25 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think I don't have enough experience to
Oh,
answer
oh,
this.
okay. In 25 years, we
Yeah,
will come back to this topic.
yeah.
Thank you so much.